Hi everyone, and welcome to another edition of Burton Borders. And in today's News Daily, we're going to be focusing on two stories. The first story is about Olivier Giroud and have Juventus agreed a 2-year deal with our striker. And in the other story, I will be talking about N'Golo Kante and Inter Milan's insistence in getting this player into their club, and I look at the possibilities of this happening. But before I get into these stories, guys, please don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on all post notifications so that you'll be notified every time we make a video. Okay, let's get into the first story. The first story is surrounding Olivier Giroud, and reports in Italy came out yesterday that Giroud had agreed on a 2-year deal with Juventus, and it was just waiting for the two clubs to agree on a fee, which was reported to be £5 million. But Sky in Italy are proving as unreliable as Sky in the UK, and they've lost all credibility because I don't know where these stories were coming from, because today they were rubbished by Simon Johnson, who writes for The Athletic, and they've spoken to representatives from the Giroud camp, and the story hasn't changed from what he said when he was on international duty in France, in that he wants to stay at Chelsea and he feels that he'll get enough games at Chelsea this year to keep him fit and ready for the Euros. And he did mention something, if you remember, he had an interview a couple of weeks ago where he said that him and Werner are totally different profiles of strikers. You know, Werner's more of a mobile striker who likes to run the flanks and drift about a bit, whereas Giroud's more of a target man as a focal point. And if you look at Werner when he was playing for RB Leipzig, sometimes he used to play off a big man. So I think Frank Lampard sees Giroud as well as an integral part of his squad, because there are going to be certain games where he probably will play two up front, with Werner playing off Giroud, especially against the teams who like to play deep. So so this story, as I said, is just nonsense. So rest assured, Giroud staying at Chelsea. So this has changed my narrative of this video actually, because at the time before this Simon Johnson report came out, and I was thinking, is there some truth in this Giroud story? I was having reservations about it, because I was saying, you know what, we do need Giroud still at Chelsea, because last season, at the back end of the season, it was his experience and goals that took us into the top four. I don't think if Giroud wasn't there, I don't think we'd have got into the top four. And as I said, he adds that experience, because we've got a relatively young side. We've got young players coming in too, so we need a little bit of experience to see them and guide them along the way. Tammy Abraham is still around, but Tammy Abraham's still got a lot of learning to do in this position. And if he still learns from Giroud, he can take over the Giroud role next season. But he'll do, as I said, there's going to be plenty of games. League Cup, FA Cup, Champions League, Premier League, and the games are going to be coming thick and fast as well, because the season started a lot later than usual. So we're going to be having a lot of games and weeks where we have 2 games to play in a week. So Frank's going to have to do a lot of juggling of the squad. So even though we've got the 3 strikers, the versatility of Werner makes it so that everybody will have their fair share of games next season. So I hope everyone's at ease now that Giroud is actually remaining for another season. The other story is surrounding N'Golo Kante, and Inter Milan just won't give up on him. We've sent them packing 2 or 3 times, but they keep coming back. And the latest offer, they offered Brozovic and Christian Eriksen, but Chelsea is not interested in either of those players, and they're not interested in selling. And the thing is, they won't do business with Inter Milan anyway, because there's some bad blood between us and Conte, because of Conte taking us to the tribunal and, you know, not trying to get as much money out of the club as he could. So, you know, it didn't end. It wasn't a happy separation between Chelsea and Conte. So there's no way that Kante, yeah, that Chelsea are going to sell Kante to Conte. It's confusing. No? Okay, yeah. So I'll just say Kante to Inter. Lampard's already said that Kante fits into his plans, and he doesn't want to lose him. And I think the club will be a bit silly letting him go, because there's other reports that we're willing to listen to offers for him, because Manchester United's name has come up a few times as well. So I think Chelsea will actually regret letting him go. Jorginho, I think, is probably the one to go. Let's see if we can find a buyer for him. Maybe we can give Jorginho to Inter Milan instead of them coming for Kante. But Inter Milan haven't got any money anyway, so I'm not sure where they'll be finding this money to get Kante. That's probably why they've been asking for these swap deals instead. So guys, that's 2 stories. So really quick transfer daily, because I think we're going to have a match review video out or so later on. So let us comment on the 2 stories below, guys. What do you think of the fact that Giroud wants to stay and fight for his place? Are you happy with that, or do you think that with the new signings now, he's better served playing for somebody else? And Kante, he splits fan base. You know, some people think that now, with all his injuries and everything else, it's time to sell him while we've got a high ceiling, and some say that he's too valuable to let go. So what camp are you in? So let us hear your comments. And as I said, don't forget, like, subscribe, turn on all post notifications, and see you in the next video.